Nikki NeRFing here.
Hey everyone, it's Nikki from Looking Glass. So I've posted a few things recently on LinkedIn that have gotten a bit more attention than usual, and so it felt to me that enough people were asking about this that I should probably turn this into some sort of guide or tutorial. So here it is. So if you orbit in the vicinity of our company Looking Glass, you might have probably heard of the term NeRF or Neural Radiance Field. This is something that has really taken the 3D world by storm since the first papers came out almost a couple of years ago, and since then there's only been growing interest in the technology and those like it. Before I begin the sort of meat of this video, I just want to kind of share what this video won't cover. So first, I'm not going to go too deep in defining what a NeRF is. For that, there are some great resources online and even on YouTube that can do a much better job at explaining it than I ever could. I particularly love the video from Corridor Crew that was published, I think, last year. And I think it's great how they really contextualize the technology in a way that makes sense to a much wider audience who might have probably not been interested in NeRFs before. I also acknowledge, but really won't dive too deep into Gaussian splatting. That's probably for a later video. And for now, if you want to learn more, you can visit Jonathan Stevens' channel, also known as the NeRF Guru, for more details on what a Gaussian splat is and how to get started on making your own. Third point, I won't talk about NeRF guns. If you're here for that and landed on this video, you are on the wrong channel, my friend. But I do hope you'll stay. Right, now on to the juicy parts, the things we will cover. I will talk about Luma Labs, who they are and what they do. They are by far one of my favorite 3D companies out there shipping product at rocket speed today. I will briefly go over my own capture methods for Luma, and by no means this is the best way to capture NeRFs, but according to this really fancy chart I've made, I like to think that my method is really the perfect balance between ease and quality. I will then go over how to bring your Luma NeRF scans into a Looking Glass and how to publish them and how to share them online. Lastly, I just want to give a huge shout out to community member Oscar Tong, who is the one who created Looking Glass, which is the app we will be showing you how to use in this video. Very briefly, what is a NeRF? It's a capture technique where, given a viewpoint and direction, it can predict the color and opacity of light along that direction. A lot of people ask how NeRFs differ from photogrammetry scans.
What do you think is the main difference between NeRFs and photogrammetry?
So when you take a photogrammetry scan, your resulting output is typically a mesh, often with texture applied on top. NeRFs, on the other hand, produces a volumetric representation and can handle complex lighting and transparency that might be details missed by photogrammetry. People who take NeRFs really like taking scans of objects with shiny surfaces, mirrors, reflections. Those look really great. With that being said, NeRFs with all their added detail typically take more time to process and as a result just require more compute power. Luckily for us, we have Luma. I've been experimenting with the app on and off now for over a year, and after seeing some positive feedback on comments from our community, I want to share some easy ways to capture your memories in 3D using the Luma app, and how to then easily get that into a Looking Glass and publish them onto blocks. Today, I'm going to use this NeRF I took at a recent vacation at Disney World's Galaxy Edge to show you how to get that into my Looking Glass. I can't even begin to emphasize how easy it was, and I think the resulting hologram in my Looking Glass looks pretty darn cool. I'm going to leave a link to all of these holograms that I show you in the description below, so be sure to check them out. I think it's also important to note that I don't even use the Luma app itself when I take most of my NeRFs. I actually just use my iPhone camera and I film at about 0.5 times zoom to get the widest view possible, so expanding my coverage, and I also film at 60 frames per second. I consider the things that I'm about to show you more scene captures than they are object captures, more akin to like, how do I freeze a certain moment in time and really, memorialize it. For object captures, I recommend actually just using the Luma app directly because they have some pretty great guided capture instructions. So once I've shot the video, which took maybe only a minute here of me looking like a really weird person at Disney, you can then upload it directly into Luma. Upload takes about 10 to 15 seconds, but once you do that, you can actually close the app and everything is then processed in the cloud. Now onto the holograms. You'll have to probably be back at your desk for the next part. So once you're there, you'll want to log into the Luma website and log into your account, and you'll actually see your render in your dashboard under your captures. Open that and then you'll copy the URL of this capture to the clipboard. This is the link you'll then use to enter onto the Looking Glass web application. This is an application in the Looking Glass ecosystem built by community member Oscar Tong. And let me just walk you quickly through how it all works. So you'll want to hit fetch, and from there, the app will download a light field of your captures. You'll then use a simple slider to define where you want the start and end point of this light field capture to be. I like to maximize the amount of views here, so I do that first, and it just results in a more high quality hologram. You'll then be led to a place where you can edit the focus of your light field. I really love the user interface here. It makes it really easy to edit the focus on your hologram, even without a looking glass connected. Here, it's important to choose where you want the focus of the 3D scene to be. I like to select somewhere in the middle of the plane so that you can give your hologram some good parallax. Then, just hit confirm, crop where you want your hologram to be, and then voila, here's your quilt. The really neat bonus here is that you can also be signed into your Blocks account on Looking Glass and publish directly from the Looking Glass web app. The process really is super simple. So there you have it. This is the easiest, fastest, and honestly the most pleasant way to get from NeRF to hologram in just a matter of minutes. If you have some more tips to share on how to take even more high quality NeRF scans, and I'm genuinely curious to know what else you guys want to see more of. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.